Denston is a Suffolk connoisseur's favourite. To the Suffolk historian Munro Courtley, the most beautiful and interesting of the smaller churches in the county. The structure was rebuilt in 1475 as a college by Sir John Howard and John Broughton. A long nave lies along its mound like a beached supertanker, with a diminutive tower as a bridge. The interior is that of a classic, late perpendicular hall church, with now no divide for the chancel and only a murmur of a capital announcing the curve of its arcade arches. Like so many East Anglian churches, Denston's character is determined not by stone, but by wood, and the love that generations of local carvers put into its beautification. This is immediately apparent in the roofs. These are of pale oak, their wall plates carved with hares, hounds, and hearts in a parade of nature. So joyful is this work that we might guess that the creatures of woods and fields had danced up the church path and leapt onto the walls. Below are benches with carved ends in the nave and box pews in the aisles. The squire's pew has the dimensions of a small drawing room. Subsidiary pews, presumably for the rectory and larger farms, diminish in size as they progress backwards down the aisle, a class distinction which the Victorians deplored. With the suppression of chantries, most private chapels became private pews or family mausoleums. Some reverted in the Victorian period or since. Here, the chapel to St. Nicholas has a window showing his miracles at sea and a bishop holding a model of the church. What passes for the chancel contains carved stalls with traceried fronts and also 4 misericords. On the floor is a brass to Henry Everard, who died in 1524, and his wife, a fine example in full Tudor regalia. When a visitor, James Turner, visited Denston in 1948, he wrote of its condition. The box pews were green with wet and slime, and the altar cloth was a mass of rat dirt. It is a place of ghosts, of strange sounds when the wind blows, and the ever-increasing noise of rats, nibbling as they eat into the woodwork. I suppose the church will eventually fall down. That could not be said today. English churches may be perpetually in need of help, but none of those listed in this book are falling down, or are ever likely to do so.